Hey, folks, how you doing? This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce with the 5th of November, 2014. Yes, isn't it lovely? Day after midterm elections, we have another criminal party in control. Yeah, what are they going to do? You know, remember the Reagan era? Remember the Bush era, the King Bush the First or Papa Bush? You know, it's not going to change, folks. But they're on the outside of your house pushing in. You're on the inside pushing out because you don't want them to, you know, destroy your home. You don't want them to come in and take what you got. You don't want them to, you know, tear apart the things that you believe in, right? So you're on the inside with other people that have come to your aid and are pushing back against them. So does voting work? Well, look at the results. But we still have party after party. You know, we still have these two parties fighting for control of what? Of the American people. You know, it's like when you look at the Democratic Party and you dig deep down inside of their party and where it started, where it came from, the ideas, the philosophies, all of that, they're communist. It's telling. When you look back in the history of other countries that started out as a constitutional republic or some type thereof, you will see that somebody came along or a group of people came along and absconded with the whole country by inserting themselves into the political arena because they wanted control. And that's usually going to be the Democratic Party. We don't live in a democracy, folks. We live, or should be living, in a constitutionally representative republic. Okay? Constitutional republic. But we don't. Whoops. But we don't. And I'll tell you what, we need to get back to that. We need to get back to the republic. We need to get back to what brought us the freedom and liberty that we have in this country. We need to get back to that. As a matter of fact, we shouldn't even be asking our leaders. No. We shouldn't even be going to their office and knocking on their door saying, Mr. Governor, Mr. City Manager, Mr. Mayor. No. What we need to do is we need to peacefully take the power back. And back that up by the Second Amendment. But don't, you know, we need a group of people go to the offices and say, here's what you're going to do, but on the outside of the building or in some part of town, we're going to have constitutionally protected patriots that are going to back up who we are and what we demand. Now, some people would say, and I've heard that many, many times, and I say that myself, but I'm going to say this. Some people may say, oh, you're you know, wanting to start a coup, take over the government. No. It's not like the Bolshevik Revolution that was set up by the bankers of that time to install communism. It wasn't that at all. They wanted to get rid of the czars because, everybody had freedom. People were happy, and everybody was, And then the Bolshevik Revolution happened, and they killed the czar. Okay. Does the name Anastasia mean anything to you? But the facts are the facts, folks. I mean, I'm not calling for a coup. I'm calling for we need to get out in the street and really yell loud enough, bullhorn these people, and tell them, you're done. You're done. The people rule, not you. I mean, we need to peacefully do that. I'm going to go to break. I'll be right back. Don't go away. There's more to come, so I just wanted to get that rant out of the way. FreeAmericaRadio.us is the website. FreeAmericaRadio@USA is the email, and I shall return after this.
have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order, a new world order, a new world order, a world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be.
Those who will learn nothing from history are condemned to repeat it. This we are doing in the Americas today.
We have a real chance at this new world order.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
Eastland Radio Repertory Theater is looking for you. Are you a voice actor? Do you want to hone your abilities? Please send your audition clips to Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com. We are currently looking for voice actors to fill certain character roles in an ongoing radio play in development. Please send your audition clips to Eastland Radio Theater at USA.com. Hey folks, welcome. This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce with the 5th of July, 2014. How you doing? You doing good? I hope so, because yesterday I hope you voted. And if you didn't, that's okay too. The system. What do we know about the system? Okay, we know that we can upset the system quite easily. Okay, because the MIAC report and all this have... And even the government's own documents say that former military, former police officers, and survivalists, and et cetera, know how to take care of themselves. And we are the ones that the government are saying that are the extremists. Okay? That's what I know. And that's what it is. I mean, it's not a conspiracy theory or anything. That's what it is. Your state-run media, your Fox, CBS, CNN, none of those will tell you that. They won't tell you that. Because they just don't. They won't tell you, and that's just the way it is. And the one thing that I have found out over the years, studying the propaganda and looking at what's happening behind the scenes and all this, is the fact that the reason why they don't tell you is because, well, one, they like their cushy $1 million a year jobs, or I should say millions of dollars a year jobs. And the second reason why they don't tell you the truth is because of the fact that, they are enslaved within their own propaganda. They don't know how to think outside of the box. And when you do give them the truth and call them on the carpet and show them why, they'll just deny it anyway. So why go to these establishment, propagandists and say, well, here's the truth. You guys are lying to us. But don't stop there. Somebody will come along and, admit that they were wrong and go from there. Well, who was it? Cheryl Atkinson from CBS, a few other ones, just they come along and they say, well, they quit the major networks because they got tired of lying. Last year before last, a couple of Fox reporters of an affiliate somewhere in the Midwest quit right on air. They said, this is our last night being here. And they came out later on YouTube and said why. It's because they got tired of lying. They knew the truth, and they got tired of lying. So I wish more of them would do that, seriously. Now, the establishment is worried, folks. The establishment is worried. Why are they worried? Well, it's real simple. We have the truth. We have the facts. You know, somebody can tell me all day long that I'm this and I'm that. And if they don't have the facts in front of them, well, it's just their opinion based upon their preconceived ideas. And that's just the way it is. If anybody wants to find out more about me, all they have to do is ask. I'm more than happy to tell them what they want to know. But the establishment is running scared. The establishment is looking at this whole situation. Sorry, I had to get some water there. They look at this whole situation and they ask themselves, okay, where do we go from here? Okay, where do we go from here? And I got to tell you, the establishment better understand some things. First, they should come to us, period. Because the way we are right now, and as pissed off as we are right now with them, they don't want us to come to them. Okay? They really don't. There's been people out there now that are saying, let's take thousands of people and just go to the White House and jump that fence and surround the White House and pull Congress out by their scruff of their neck, throw them out on the lawn and have them all arrested. Okay? That's a very good idea. That's been done before in the U.S. Okay? I can go into all sorts of things as to, you know, the history of the Constitution, the 14th Amendment, blah, 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 blah. But I won't. That'd take up a lot more time than what I have at this point that I've set aside to do this podcast. But I will say this. We have to understand what the rule of law is in your particular area. Okay? I mean, think about it. If man has determined you are to do this and it goes against your own moral code, what are you supposed to do? You know? You don't want man to govern anything. In other words, when I say govern anything, when I say that, I'm talking 2014 type of governing. You know what that is? That's one party, one rule, communism. You don't want that. But this is what we're steering to in the United States with this current regime. The next 2 years is going to be a cakewalk for Obama. Because for the next 2 years, hopefully cross our fingers, you know, pray to whatever gods you pray to, that the Republicans will take and defund every single unlawful, unconstitutional program that Obama set up. Okay? Oh, you're racist. You don't like... Blah, blah, blah. No, I'm not racist. I got friends of every race, creed, and religion that you can think of. No, this person who's a puppet in the suit at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue has totally screwed up this country by his unlawful, unconstitutional acts. And, in another way you can describe it like this. Treason. Treason. Okay? Well, what do you do with treasonous people? What do you do? What's the rule of law governing the act of treason? Well, in today's world, 2014, you don't want to do that, so you just throw their butt in jail and let them rot. Now, let me go here. We hear a lot about, you know, we need to do this, we need to do that, yada, yada, yada. Okay, you know, and you've got the opposition to that saying, no, we don't need to do that, blah, blah, we need to let the system work, blah, blah. You hear both sides, is what I'm saying. Do you think that at some point, have you got the clue yet that at any given time when you see two opposing forces fighting it out on your news program or in front of the cameras. Do you seriously believe that they're really opposing one another? They shake hands, they go to dinner. I mean, it's like professional wrestling. But anyway, I know I'm going to get some professional wrestlers out there and some fans all pissed off at me now. But it's true. These politicians in Washington, D.C. can be in Congress yelling at one another and disagreeing wholeheartedly, emphatically with one another, but at the end of the day, they're going to shake hands and go out to dinner. I mean, that's just the way it is. It's one-party rule already, folks, is what I'm saying. There's really no change. Now that the Republicans have the House and the Senate, there's no change. Some of the people in the Republican Party disagree with one another. Aside from disagreeing with the Democrats, they disagree with one another. Is that not insane? I thought they were supposed to work together. Well, you know who they disagree with, right? The progressive Republicans and the progressive Democrats. In an earlier podcast I did, I described those. So you might want to go listen to that. But that was the Wayne S. Pierce Show podcast, by the way, just to let you know. But when you look at this whole situation, when you examine the whole arena, when you examine the playing field of these participants in this massive game that we call politics, you'll see one basic theme running through it all. They know the rules. They know how to get done what they need to get done, of course. But here's the main theme running through all of it. Control. Basic control. Has nothing to do with, perpetuating freedom or liberty. No. Everything that they want is to tear those things down. Peace, freedom, liberty, and security in this country won't exist because these people, progressive Democrats and Republicans, on one side of the aisle, want to destroy that. Now, the good Democrats and Republicans that are trying their damnedest to try to not let that happen are the ones that are getting skewered in the news, discredited over here, blackmailed over here. You know what I mean? So there's a push for this progressive, socialistic, communistic, fascistic, Marxist, type of philosophy to enter into the American environment. And here's the reason why. Canada and Mexico are already socialist. Canada is run by the Queen. Mexico is run by, I forgot who, right offhand, but they're both socialist countries. Mexico's completely collapsed. It's completely gone. And that's why the Mexicans are over here, and that's why Obama just opened up the border and said, hey, come on in. And this is why he has like 30-plus million ID cards waiting for him. It's ridiculous, folks. Once the United States collapses and becomes a third world nation, then the operation of the North American Union will commence under United Nations Agenda 21 rule of law with a one world religion to boot. Okay? There you go. That's as simple as I can put it for you meat and potato people out there. It's that simple. And it is what it is. I mean, I'm not it is what it is, and I can't tell you any more. I can't make it any more simpler than that. Okay? I'm going to go to break. I shall return. Don't go away. Email me at freeamericaradio@usa.com. freeamericaradio@usa.com. Go to freeamericaradio.us. Psychiatry, an industry of death. This riveting presentation, 2 years in the making, lays bare the destruction wrought by psychiatrists upon every sector of our society. graphic footage from archival and current films depicting psychiatrists in action, eye-opening interviews with medical experts, and moving accounts from victims and their families make this the most complete and devastating documentary of psychiatric abuse ever produced. Psychiatry, an Industry of Death, presented by the Citizens Commission on Human Rights. Whatever the subject you can think of, we talk about it. Come join Diana and Wayne as we discuss whatever it is that is happening in our lives.
Come and listen to Diana and Wayne's Grab Bag Potpourri Talk Show. Check it out on Spreaker.com.
Coming to you live, sharing the truth one fact at a time, from behind enemy lines in FEMA Region 9. This is the Free America Radio Network. Hey, folks, how you doing? This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce with the 5th of November, 2014. Hey, welcome back. So, what do we do? I mean, we've got the Republicans in there now. What do we do? What do we do? It comes down to this, folks. It comes down to this. And I think that it's more of a, how can I put this? I think it's more of an ideology than it is anything else. I think that we need to rethink what this whole system is. And I think we need to put, let's put it this way. We need to put some people out of their misery politically. Okay? Even more than what happened last night. Thank you for whoever voted to get Harry Reid out. Holy crap, thank you very much. The president has 26 months left. Let's make sure he's as miserable as we can make him. The lies, all of that, just need to go away. Okay? And here's the thing. Whether you whether you believe it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, the liberals in Hollywood got screwed last night. The Hollywood Reporter is reporting, Tina Daunt over there from the HollywoodReporter.com. Hollywood reeling from bitter election defeats. Bobby Shriver's loss marked the end of a day that saw industry politicos' favorites defeated and Republicans back in control of the Senate. Tuesday's midterm elections brought defeats for many Hollywood-supported candidates. The entertainment industry's political losing streak started mid-afternoon on Tuesday with Allison Lundgren Grimes defeated by Senator Mitch McConnell. Next, Senator Kay Hagan lost her expensive battle in North Carolina. She was followed by Michelle Nunn in Georgia, Senator Mark Pryor in Arkansas, Senator Mark Udall in Colorado, and Senator Mark Begich in Alaska. All of them recipients of Hollywood cash. Few had anticipated that Senator Mark Warner, once a Hollywood pick for president, would be locked in a tight race against GOP challenger Ed Gillespie, or that Senator Mary Landrieu would be pushed into a runoff election in Louisiana. As the news started to sink in that the Republicans were back in control of the Senate, the Jeffrey Katzenberg's arch nemesis McDonnell would be leading the charge. Hollywood politicos turned their attention to Bobby Shriver, the industry pick to replace longtime Los Angeles County Supervisor Zev Yaroslavsky, who was forced to retire because of midterm limits. scion of American political royalty, had received thousands of dollars in Hollywood campaign contributions in his effort to represent the west side of Los Angeles and parts of the San Fernando Valley on the Board of Supervisors. His campaign finance report read like a list of Oscar attendees. Among the donors, Katzenberg, Steven Spielberg, David Geffen, Oprah Winfrey, Tom Hanks, J.J. Abrams, Oprah Winfrey, oh, that's twice. They put her up there twice. Jerry Bruckheimer, Jimmy Levine, Jimmy Iovine, I don't know. Warren Beatty, Jessica Alba, Chris O'Donnell, Rob Lowe, Larry David, Ted Danson, Joan Cusack, Harvey Keitel, and Michael Douglas. But just before 4 a.m. Los Angeles time, Shriver was officially defeated by one-time TV star Sheila Kuehl, now a veteran Sacramento lawmaker whose campaign was heavily supported by organized labor. Shriver got just more than 47.2% of the vote compared to his opponent, nearly 52.8%. His loss was a sort of coup de grace to Hollywood's political efforts in this season. Tennis Channel chief Ken Solomon said he and his fellow Hollywood fundraisers realized in recent weeks that their candidates were in trouble as Barbra Streisand sent out a donation plea to Democratic fundraisers across the country. Industry politicos began to prepare themselves for a losing battle. Quote, "It was the worst election map since Eisenhower," Solomon said. Quote, "We all put on our body armor and we're waiting for the explosion. Now we just need to move forward," unquote. Now, it's kind of weird, and you might want to think about this for a minute. All those actors and producers and directors I just pointed out there in that list, they're all part of the labor union in the Actors Guild. Sheila Kuehl, now a veteran Sacramento lawmaker whose campaign was heavily supported by organized labor. She won. Now, excuse me? Pardon me? Do what? All these people who put their money behind this one person to defeat this other person are part of a labor union in the Actors Guild, and the union backed up this other person. Now, which union was it? There's a truckers union. There's, all these other unions that are in California because that's what it is. And it's, basically a communist state now. But isn't that conflict of interest? Would you say? Isn't it? I don't know. I haven't looked. I just read that article, so I haven't really looked into it or who she is or anything else for that matter. But isn't it strange that all these actors and producers are part of a union, and this woman who beat this guy, the Shriver, was backed by labor unions? Huh? I mean, seriously. I mean, here it is, that this person, I got to find her name again. Sorry. Oh, Sheila Kuehl, won. So, what? With all the money from Hollywood, with all the money from the labor unions, behind Bobby Shriver, he lost anyway? Huh? Now, I don't know, as far as I am concerned, as far as my perspective is, what my view is this. I don't care if you're an actor. I don't care if you're, a producer, a director, whatever. You're part of a corporation that churns out movies that works to entertain people. You make billions of dollars, sometimes millions of dollars a year, rarely billions, and you're contributing to political candidates? I believe that there should be no corporate contributions from corporations. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in supporting a company that's going to support a candidate that I don't agree with. That's like labor unions have fought that idea for years and years and years. You know, and here in Nevada, it's a right-to-work state, which means, well, you don't have to join a union if you don't want to, but you still got to pay the dues. Excuse me? No, I don't have to do crap. By the way, I've talked about this. Let me give you a little review of what right to work is. It's a privilege, by the way, just to let you know. Wikipedia says that the right to work law is a statute in the United States that prohibits union security agreements or agreements between labor unions and employers that govern the extent to which an established union can require employees' membership, payment of dues or fees as a condition of employment, either before or after hiring. Right-to-work laws do not aim to provide general guarantee of employment to people seeking work, but rather are a government regulation of the contractual agreements between employers and labor unions that prevents them from excluding non-union workers or requiring employees to pay a fee to unions, or requiring employees to pay a fee to the unions that have negotiated the labor contract all of the employees work under. Right-to-work provisions, either by law or by constitutional provision, exist in 24 states, mostly in the southern and western states, but also including, as of 2012, the Midwestern states of Michigan and Indiana. Business interests represented by the Chamber of Commerce have lobbied extensively to pass right-to-work legislation. Such laws are allowed under the 1947 Federal Taft-Hartley Act. A further distinction is often made within the law between those employed by the state and municipal governments and those employed by the private sector, with states that are otherwise union shops, i.e. pay union dues or lose a job, having right-to-work laws in effect for government employees. Can you say enslavement? Okay, I'm going to put that link right there on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page, so you can go there and check it out. Bottom line is, folks, right to work breaks the union. And don't give me this crap that it doesn't. It does. Now look at what it is. Okay? Look at what it is and where it came from. Look at where the ideologies and the principles of right-to-work states came from. Look at it. United States labor law. I'm going to put this in the comment section of what I just put up on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page. United States labor law is a body of law that mediates the rights and duties of workers, employers, and labor unions in the United States of America. Federal laws such as the Fair Labor Standards Act and the National Labor Relations Act, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, and the Occupational Safety and Health Act set the standards that govern workers' rights to organize in the private sector and override most state and local laws. Usually there are more limited rights for the employees of the federal government, but not state or local governments, where workers derive their rights from state law. In other words, the state is granting the right when in all aspects of your life you have unalienable rights. They cannot be given away or taken from you. Continuing, federal and state laws protect workers from employment discrimination on grounds of race, gender, religion, national origin, and age. Federal law preempts most state statutes that would bar employees from discriminating against employees to prevent them from obtaining pensions or other benefits or retaliating against them for asserting those rights. Okay? I'm going to put this in the comment section of what I just put up on the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page. Now, why am I talking about labor? Because, whoops. Here we go. Crap, I hit the wrong button. Why am I talking about labor? Well, it's pretty simple. Republicans, from what I understand, and I could be wrong in this, Republicans want you enslaved to a job through unions. Democrats want to redistribute the wealth. In other words, what they just did in San Francisco, California, is raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour. I mean, there's a whole thing going on behind that as well. But you got to know that these things, this whole labor issue in America will not be solved by raising the minimum wage. It will be solved by getting government out of business, getting business out of bed of the government. That's the way it's going to be solved. Okay? It's just... It goes back to literally the days when the It goes back to the days when labor unions began to fight for their, to unionize, to get better pay. It goes back to that. And here we are just, changed the direction of America by, kicking out the people that screwed us and putting in people that are going to screw us. Okay? And instead of you and I and the truckers getting out and, stopping all of these, fights, whatever it was, you can look back, look at, just a bunch of movies about labor unions. And you can see how they fought to get 8 hours a day to do that. And to get now, here's my point. Now, sorry, I rambled on there for the last 5 minutes. But here's my point. Fair pay for fair work. That's what they were fighting for. They were fighting for and finally got, through the union negotiations, a minimum wage. Okay? A minimum wage. Okay? I think I'm running out of time. Yeah, I'm going to take another break. I'll be back and I'll tell you about that and give you my opinion on all that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, even if you disagree with me, please show me why. Yeah, please show me why. Free America Radio at USA.com. Free America Radio at USA.com. And go to the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com site. If you want to sponsor the show, you can. Please do. If you want to sponsor the views expressed live, you can do that as well. You can go to that website at freeamericaradio.us for more information. And hey, if you have any questions, please ask. Okay, that's all you got to do. I'll be back right after this.
Samo Radio, playing music for free so you can listen longer. Samo.
It's the 5 o'clock drive with Samo.
Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. till 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. No elitist drivel, no media spin. Logic over emotion, fact over fiction. The home of independent conservative thought. The Conservative Voice with your host, Jeff Wagner, only on the Conservative Radio Network.
This is Reverend Wayne S. Pierce from the Free America Radio Network. Come join me on the Views Expressed Live, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, on freeamericaradio.us. Hey folks, welcome back to the last segment of the show today. No live show today. You know, there's just so much I got to do around here. You know, there's stuff that I told you I was going to scale back the show a little bit. Not much, still going to give you the truth, but I do want to make a show note here for all you for all of you, and that is the Wayne S. Pierce Show is not going to be live. It will be in podcast form for now. Who knows? I may go live, you know, at some point later on. But right now it's podcast form. And today was a little unusual. I tried to get stuff together and try to get my daily routine going and didn't quite happen. So that's why you get another podcast today for the views expressed. It's one of those things, yeah, you know. So anyway, excuse me, got a little something going on there. Let me give you some promos for some people. Go check out HTLA973.com. Go check out Christopher Crash Taylor and check out that show. Yes. HTLA9. Oh no, wait a minute. Not that one. HTLA Radio 1. Let me give you the right address. I don't want to give you excuse me. I don't want to give you the wrong information, okay? I don't want to do that. Go to HTLARadio1.com. HTLARadio1.com. New York's best talk. Yes. I will put this link in the Wayne S. Pierce Show Facebook page as a promotion, okay? So, anyway, also go to livetruthradio.com and listen to Brian Lang. Brian Lang, Live Truth Radio. livetruthradio.com, right there in Lima, Ohio. Also, go listen to Brian Keller on Shake and Wake Radio. The BK Factor. Check that out as well. Yes. And one more. Go to Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker on Facebook. That's a Facebook page. Distorted Reality with Nick Tucker. Check that out. He's got a lot of stuff to say as well. And of course, well, you know, there's just a lot of programs on Spreaker.com. And I recommend you go find one. If you don't like this one, go find one that suits your tastes. But I cannot stay up and running without your help. You know, it does, you know, you're listening to it for free. But behind the scenes, I'm paying the server, I'm paying the ISP bill, I'm paying all. So whatever you can do to help out Free America Radio Network, please do. You can donate if you like. One time, one shot, good deal. I take PayPal and Bitcoin, so I may suspend Bitcoin for right now. I'm not sure yet. I gotta do a little thinking on that one. but I do accept PayPal as well. If you want to sponsor the show on a monthly basis, you can do that. That would be awesome. Go to the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com site and check out the rates there. I'm not out to break your advertising budget, folks. I'm not. So there you go. If you want to do that, that's fine. If you don't want to donate or sponsor the show, but you need some extra food and all of that for yourself, just in case there's a man-made disaster or natural disaster in your area and you need something extra for a day or two, an hour or two, a week or two, go to the emergency food supply link on the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com site and get as much as you need. That helps you out, and that helps out Free America Radio Network. So thank you very much. There's also a store there at the WayneSPierceShow.weebly.com site. So check out the store. Do what you can. Whatever. Whatever you want. I'm not saying, oh my God, I need this. I need $100. No. Just do what you got. You got $1? Hey, yeah, there you go. That'll work. But anyway, hey, I know times are tough. I understand that. I pay bills every month. I understand that. I know that. So, hey, so if you can help out, great. I appreciate it. Plus, I also want to get some resources to get out and get some interviews out on the street. Like today we had, I wasn't down there, but I heard that there were rallies and protests out today in downtown Reno and other areas as well. There's a huge protest going on in Washington, D.C. right now, all over the place. MillionMaskMarch.com. Go check that out. They're all over the place. Million Mask March. Let me go there. MillionMaskMarch.com. There it is. And remember, the 5th of November. And believe me, there's a map there. It shows you where they're all at. And they're all over the place. All over the world. And just, my God, go look at the map. Okay? It's all over the place. So there's a lot of protests. There's stuff going on downtown here in Reno. And I would have liked to have been out there to get people, just interview people, just, man on the street type of thing. And you can help me do that by supporting the network. So whatever you can do, thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, enough of that. If you want to help. If you don't, hey, I know how it is. Okay, so there you go. Anyway, so we have Barack Obama now, the lame duck president. He's not going to be able to do anything now. And did you hear the latest? Harry Reid is now kind of, it's damage control for him. He's trying to backpedal a lot of stuff. Oh, well, now we can get stuff done, and I'm willing to work with you. And that's the typical Democratic Party, folks. When they know they were, defeated, miserably defeated, right? It's not so much people wanted the Republicans. It was people didn't want what was there at the moment, so they voted for somebody. But the Democrats were defeated big time. And so, when that happens, they always come back and they always say, well, now I want to work with these people. Like you didn't want to work with them before. And it was the Democrats holding everything up. And thank God Harry Reid is out now. Seriously. He's out. He's gone. He needs to be arrested. He needs to go back to Searchlight, Nevada and go own a brothel or something, and it's just, I'm so glad he's out. McConnell's in. Is he any better? No, he's not. But let's see. Okay, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to have any more preconceived ideas about what's going to happen with the Republicans in charge of the House and the Senate. Let's find out next week. Let's find out after January. But here's this. Hold on to your horses, folks. I've said it before that prior to or shortly thereafter of the midterms, which were yesterday, Barack Obama will find some way through his connections, through whatever, to create a false flag event where he will have no other choice but to suspend the Constitution and Bill of Rights and implement martial law. That's what's going to happen, folks. That's what's going to happen. And the thing is that if he does that, we're all screwed. All right? And then, hey, there are no laws. Apparently. I don't know. I would say this, and I've said it before, that if you voted locally in your area, you're inside, and in my earlier podcast today, I put it in this type of metaphor and this type of analogy. You're the ones inside the house pushing against those on the outside of the house, trying to push your wall in, trying to push your door in, trying to push your windows in, whatever. You and I and a whole bunch of other people are on the inside of the house making sure that doesn't happen. Okay? That's the thing. Yeah. So, if you vote locally, you're pushing it back against the national tyranny that's out there right now in some small way. Might not be in a big, way. Might not be huge or, whatever. But you're doing your part. So anyway, Mitch McConnell takes the place of Harry Reid. And now let's see what happens. But I said before that shortly before or shortly thereafter, President Obama will suspend the Constitution and implement martial law. Since the midterms were yesterday, let's see what happens in January. Let's see what happens in February. Let's find out. Because, President Obama's got nothing to lose now. And he's got one of two options. He's either going to have to work with the Republican Congress and make sure that things are... Well, here's the thing. Even if the Republicans put these bills through to defund all these things to make it law, and defund this, defund that, the president's not going to sign it. He's going to stall them for as long as he can. And he's going to make his Democrat people, the Democrats on the other side of the aisle, do everything they can to stall. Okay? This is what's going to happen. Now, you want massive gridlock? Here it comes, folks. This is what's going to happen. So at a particular time, I don't know when, and I could be wrong. I was wrong about prior to the midterm elections. I could be wrong, again, shortly thereafter, that he will implement martial law and do what he wants. I could be wrong. Matter of fact, I hope I am. Seriously, I hope I'm wrong. If he doesn't do it, that's fine. But who's going to be... And now they're looking ahead. The Democrats are looking ahead. The Republicans are looking ahead. And they're saying, who do we have for 2016? What, Mitt Romney on the Republican side? Who do they have? What, Joe Biden on the Democratic side? I don't think Joe Biden's going to run for president. I really don't. If he does, I'll be surprised. It's kind of like putting Barack Obama against Mitt Romney a few years ago. It's a no-brainer. Guess who's going to win? It's just the opposite, right? But who do we have on the Republican side? We have Mike Lee, Ted Cruz, blah, blah, blah. We have all these. We have like 5 or 6 different candidates that we can just pick and choose from. On the Democratic side, who do they have? See, they thought they were going to ride high and easy and, hey, no sweat, we'll get through this. And, in 2016, we'll just re-up and, put another Democrat in there. Well, doesn't seem like it's going their way, does it? So anyway. Hey, I got like 5 minutes left. So I want to remind you that this is listener supported, so whatever you can do, you can do. And I understand times are tough, so whatever you can do, you can do. All right? Go to freeamericaradio.us. Contribute what you can. You can sponsor the show. Go to the sponsors page. Check that out. I'm not out to break your advertising budget. If you want to donate, you can do that. Yeah, I take PayPal and Bitcoin. You can do that. If you don't want to do either one of those, you can get your emergency food supply. You never know when the next man-made or natural disaster is going to happen. So you're going to need some extra stuff, right? So get as much emergency food supply as you can right there on the website. Click that link and get as much as you can as you want. And that'll be helping out your family, and that'll be helping out Free America Radio Network. So whatever you can do, you can do. I do appreciate that. So, and also a little show note. The Wayne S. Pierce Show is not live. For now, it will be in podcast form. As I said before, I am scaling back the network. I'm still going to give you the truth. One fact at a time. Still going to reveal to you who's behind the curtain, pushing the buttons and pulling the handles. And I'm going to tell you the truth with no BS. But I'm the type of person that says if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I admit to it. Okay, we'll go from there. No big deal. I may have overlooked something. Hey, let's check it out. So anyway, I want you to really take a deep thought into what is going to happen tomorrow. Literally think about your stance within this system, because the system apparently is against you on all levels, regardless of what political party is in, office. It's against you. It's okay. So whatever you can do to make the system work for you, think about that, and think about the scope of your existence within your community. Find out what you can do. Rally people together if you can. Go downtown. By the way, it's your First Amendment right. You don't need a permit to go, protest. You don't need any of that. You just need a bunch of people protesting out in an area where you get a lot of, people walking by or whatever. And it's your First Amendment right to freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And if anybody, any authorities come up to you and ask you for a permit, tell them First Amendment is my permit, because that's what it is. So anyway, folks, I'm going to get out of here. My apologies for not having a live show today. Just you get behind on stuff after a weekend. You know what I'm saying? It's Wednesday. And I will be live tomorrow. For sure. So come join me at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern at freeamericaradio.us. Yes, the Views Expressed Live will be live for 2 hours tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern on the Free America Radio Network, on Spreaker, and at freeamericaradio.us. Folks, you guys are awesome. Whatever you can do to support Free America Radio Network, please do. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a great hump day. Have a great evening or morning whenever you're listening to this. And I'll talk to you later. Got questions, comments, concerns? Even if you disagree with me, email me, freeamericaradio@usa.com, freeamericaradio@usa.com. And this is the Views Express Live / the Wayne S. Pierce Show on the Free America Radio Network at freeamericaradio.us.